Okay, first up, we're going to do breakfast. Now there's a lot of different things that you can make in your Vitamix for breakfast. So a lot of people, of course, are making amazing smoothies, green smoothies, smoothie bowls, acai bowls, lots of fun stuff that you can do in it. I'm actually going to make blender waffles. You can also do blender pancakes as well. So it makes mixing them up really easy. So the first thing that we're going to do is take our plant milk, and I'm going to be adding some vinegar to it because that kind of makes it a little bit like buttermilk, but without the butter. And then I have my flax that's going in, and I'm just going to give it a little stir. And we do that first just so it can set, and that flax will get soaked into the plant milk in here. And then when I'm ready to use it, it'll be really delicious and ready to go. And that flax is replacing eggs since we're making vegan waffles. Okay, so you guys don't need to worry about quantities because I'm going to give you a link to a blog post where you can print the recipe. So I have my oats. These are just rolled oats. These happen to be organic sprouted ones. And I'm going to turn these into a flour. So you can buy oat flour, but it's a lot more expensive to buy it already milled than it is to buy the rolled oats and mill it yourself. And the Vitamix can do that for us. See how fast that is and easy. So I'm going to go ahead and pour it out into a bowl because next I'm going to mix up my wet ingredients. And no need to wash it because the oats are going in with the wet ingredients, so it's going to be fine. So I have 2 bananas, and look at how spotty they are. We want them to be nice and spotty because that means that they're very ripe and their natural sugars have come to the surface, and these are going to add a lot of sweetness to our waffles. So if you have frozen ones, you can thaw them out and use them. Don't try to use them while they're still frozen for this, but go ahead and thaw them out. You can even thaw them out in the microwave. Okay, we're ready to add that milk, plant milk of course. And I'm just going to use my spatula just so I can get all of that good plant milk and flaxseed, ground flaxseed in here. We'll put the lid back on, and we do want the center to be in there. And I'm going to start low and then bring the speed up. If you start at a high speed, it's just going to splash and go everywhere. That's it. It's pretty fast. And so now I am ready to add the rest of my dry ingredients. So I'm using a mixture. I just prefer this, but you don't have to do what I do. This is a cup of buckwheat flour. If you don't have buckwheat flour, feel free to go ahead and mill an extra cup of oats so that you're using all oat flour. That would work too. And I have vanilla, I have cinnamon, and of course, a little bit of nutmeg. The lid goes back on, and we start blending. Okay. Okay, I just want to show you guys how smooth and creamy it is. Looks great, and it smells wonderful. The cinnamon, vanilla, and nutmeg is great. So now I have a cup of oats, rolled oats, that I'm just going to stir in. I kind of like how it creates kind of a rustic looking waffle. And I might add more milk. So it just kind of varies from time to time when you make it, depending on how big the bananas are, how much moisture they have. And this is pretty thick, actually. So I think I am going to add just a little bit more milk to it, and just use your own judgment. And of course, as waffle and pancake batter sits, it does get thicker because the dry ingredients soak up all the wet ingredients, and it can get thicker. So just like with pancake mix, you might have to add a little more milk. Okay, this is looking really good. So now we just need to get that waffle iron heated up and get some waffles going. The waffle iron's hot, so it's time to get these waffles started. Oh yeah, look at that. It's toasty. So I am not using any oil. This is a non-stick waffle maker. It's a Belgian waffle maker. And so I am just going to pour right from my Vitamix container into the waffle maker. And I'm just going to spread it around. There we go. Then do this one. Now the trick when you're not using oil is to preheat the waffle iron, have it nice and hot, and then don't peek, because if you open it too soon, then the waffles will stick to the top and the bottom and they will separate. So in my waffle maker, it takes about 9 minutes to make them, and they should be done. So every waffle maker is going to be different. You'll need to experiment with yours. So I like to try to get it into the corners so that I get nice looking waffles. So now I'm going to put the lid down, and I'm going to set a timer for 9 minutes, and we'll be back when they're done. I'm so excited, you guys. The timer just went off. It smells amazing in here. So you can smell the vanilla, the cinnamon, the nutmeg. So we're gonna check and see. Oh, they look amazing. And it's really thick. Looks amazing. I just use some kitchen shears if they kind of get stuck to one another. So these aren't light and fluffy because we're not using white flour and oil. So these are going to be more dense and very hearty. There you go. Amazing waffles. Now I will tell you, these freeze beautifully. So just put them on a wire rack and let them cool. And once they're cool, then you can put them in a freezer container or freezer bags. And if you're going to double stack them, just put a little bit of parchment paper in between them so they don't stick together. Then when you go to reheat them, you can pop them in a toaster if you have a toast that has the wide opening, or if you have a toaster oven, even better. Are we ready for some breakfast waffles? Absolutely. Okay, so you can do what you traditionally do. If you like to do almond butter or peanut butter and maple syrup or date syrup, you can certainly do that. So what we like is a delicious homemade blueberry sauce that you can see here. I'll give you a link to the recipe for this. Very easy to make. You can use frozen blueberries if fresh blueberries are not in season for you, and it's absolutely delicious. I thicken it a little bit, and then it is perfect to go on these waffles. It adds a natural sweetness that's just amazing. And blueberries are super healthy for us as well. Go ahead and let some fall off. They look beautiful that way. And then I like just a little extra fresh fruit as well. Some little slices of banana is nice. And a little bit of strawberry for color. You can't have too many, right? You can pile it high, because this is super delicious. And a little bit of coconut, shredded coconut. This is unsweetened shredded coconut. It's okay to have some on the plate. Just looks beautiful that way. And I like just a little bit of cinnamon. This is the Saigon Cassia cinnamon from local spicery that I love. And I'm just gonna put a little bit in here and just sift it over the top. And there we have it. Beautiful strawberries, blueberries, and bananas on a blender waffle. Delicious, nutritious, scrumptious. And I think my cameraman is eyeing it. Next, he'll be turning around and getting a fork and eating it. So there you go. I hope you'll try this recipe. It's so easy.